Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to our new webinar of GMED North America. Today we'll talk about stepping into MDSAP. My name is Dharmender Thakur. I have a Bachelor in Engineering, a Master in Business Administration, and a Master in Environmental Science and Technology. I have more than 4 years of experience in medical device industry as Quality and Regulatory Manager. I have been working with GMED for more than 4 years as Design Dossier Evaluator and Certification Project Manager, along with the responsibility of MDSAP Project Management. This webinar is built to provide better awareness on MDSAP. It will cover the following contents. After a brief introduction, we'll be covering what are the MDSAP main objectives, then MDSAP concepts and audit scope, as well as the MDSAP transition, in particular for companies with CAMDICA certificates and Canadian licenses. Then we'll present a brief overview of MDSAP audit model, audit tasks, audit criteria, audit cycle, and audit report. And finally, the audit findings, certification, and post-audit timelines. MDSAP introduction. The Medical Device Single Audit Program, commonly known as MDSAP, is a regulatory audit program based on ISO 13485 and country-specific requirements. The International Medical Device Regulators Forum has established a global approach to auditing and monitoring the manufacturing of the medical devices. The Medical Device Single Audit Program, MDSAP, is focused for medical device manufacturers to meet quality system and regulatory requirements for markets of member countries through a single audit program. MDSAP country members include Australia, Brazil, Canada, Japan, and the United States. Also, at present, the World Health Organization pre-qualification of in vitro diagnostics program and the European Union are official observers. The MDSAP objectives. The Medical Device Single Audit Program is highly beneficial in terms of one-stop shop. The QMS certification and compliance requirements of Australia, Brazil, Canada, Japan, and US regulations can be achieved one at a time through one auditing organization. For example, GMED, as a recognized auditing organization, can audit on behalf of all applicable countries for MDSAP certification. In MDSAP program, all authorized and recognized auditing organizations have a common standard for better harmonized auditing practices. The routinely planned audit will save time for the company and will benefit resource utilized. The on-site audit by qualified experts helps share knowledge and enhance technology. The audit will result in consistency, transparency, and a defined timeline. The defined timeline for audit provides better and more efficient services. MDSAP concept. The purpose of MDSAP is to harmonize audit practices and allow a global approach by auditing several regulations with a common QMS base of ISO 13485-2016. This can be achieved efficiently and effectively through the communication between all team players. The flowchart on the slide represents the communication between parties and the flow of information and actions performed with the MDSAP program. MDSAP audit scope. The MDSAP audit scope is based on the QMS requirements of ISO 13485-2003 and ISO 13485-2016. It is very important to note that from February 28, 2019 onwards, only ISO 13485-2016 will be accepted. The audit scope is focused on applicable regulatory requirements for the participating regulatory authorities, Canada, Brazil, Japan, Australia, and US. The MDSAP audit scope includes several specific requirements such as licensing, registration, adverse event reporting where applicable. In addition to the exclusions and non-applications as permitted by ISO 1345, the organization can exclude the process and also markets where the device is not intended to be supplied. However, a company cannot exclude a jurisdiction where its product is marketed. MDSAP transition. Canadian Medical Device Conformity Assessment System, CAMDICA, has the following time-sensitive milestones. ChemDCAS certificate is under transition since January 1, 2017 for 2 years. Hence, until December 31st, 2018, Health Canada will accept certificates under both the MDSAP program and the ChemDCAS program. The requirement of Health Canada for MDSAP program is mandatory starting from January 1, 2019. That means Health Canada will not accept any ChemDCAS certificate after December 31st, 2018. We'll talk about it more precisely in the next slide. After February 28, 2019, MDSAP will be participated only per requirements of ISO 1345-2016. That means MDSAP ISO 1345-2003 certificate will not be valid after February 28, 2019. This statement is valid for all jurisdictions. MDSAP transition highlights. Health Canada has recently announced modifications to support the transition process of MDSAP, including using surveillance audit program for the transition. In addition, the MDSAP procedures, MDSAP AUP0008, has been updated to revision 6 to include the company sizes as a criterion to determine the audit duration. These criteria are to be applied starting mid-June 2018 and are coming along with criteria related to the device categories and process complexity. MDSAP audit model and MDSAP audit task. MDSAP audit model is focused on a process approach model. MDSAP audit sequence has 4 primary processes and 3 support processes. The audit sequence is built on a foundation of risk management. The primary processes include first management, second measurement, analysis and improvement, third design and development, and fourth production and service controls. The audit sequence includes supporting process as purchasing and 2 additional supporting processes to fulfill specific requirements of participating MDSAP regulatory authorities. That is device marketing authorization and facility registration and medical device adverse events and advisory notice reporting. Each process includes a number of audit tasks to be covered. Each task is based on ISO 1345 clauses and to which are added the country-specific regulation requirements. MDSAP audit criteria. Audit criteria of MDSAP includes the following. For Australia, Therapeutic Goods Regulations 2002 Schedule 3 Part 1 Full Quality Assurance Procedures. If design controls are part of the certification. Therapeutic Goods Regulations 2002 Schedule 3 Part 4 Production Quality Assurance Procedures if design control are excluded from the certification. For Brazil, RDC Anvisa N 16 2013, 23 2012, 67 2009. For Canada, Medical Device Regulations Part 1 SOR 98 282. For Japan, MHLW MO 169 and PMT Act. For US, 21 CFR Part 820, 21 CFR Part 803, 806, 807 and 21 CFR Part 821 if applicable. MDSAP audit cycle. The MDSAP audit cycle is similar to the audit cycle for ISO 1345. The initial audit is performed in 2 steps. The first step could be carried out on-site or off-site as stage 1. And it is based on documentation review to verify the readiness of the manufacturer. The stage 2 audit includes implementation of QMS requirements and all other applicable regulatory requirements from participating regulatory authorities. The audit is performed annually over a 3-year cycle. After successful initial audit, the certificate is issued for 3 years. After the second surveillance audit, a recertification audit is performed and the 3-year audit cycle is continued. Another stage 1 audit may be required in case of significant scope changes since the last audit. The special audits are additional audits within the cycle and they are conducted when necessary, such as extension of device or scope extension or for complaints and other reasons. The special audit is focused on specific elements of the manufacturer's QMS as per the requirement of the planned audit. MDSAP audit reports. The audit report template to be used by the auditing organization is the same for all and is publicly available. This feature of the program allows a better harmonization of data presentation. MDSAP audit reports are recognized by all participating countries. Australia takes into account MDSAP audit reports to review QMS compliance. Brazil utilizes the outcomes of the program as input. Health Canada accepts MDSAP certificates for licensing, that is, replaces CAMDICA certificates. Japan uses the MDSAP report. USA accepts MDSAP audit reports as a substitute for FDA routine inspections. Also, WHO may recognize successful MDSAP as evidence of QMS compliance. MDSAP audit findings and certification. MDSAP audit findings and certification processes are similar like ISO certification process. However, the grading of non-conformities is specific to the MDSAP program. The non-conformities are graded based on their impact, direct or indirect, on quality management system and devices safety and performance, as well as on whether or not it is a repeated finding within the past 2 audits. The NC could also be escalated in case of absence of a documented process or procedures, or in case of release of the non-conforming device. This non-conformity is graded ranging from 1 to 5, going from the lowest to highest respectively in terms of impact of the device safety and health risk. Auditing organization has to report to regulatory authorities within 5 working days when a non-conformity grade is 5 or more than 2 of grade 4 NCs are issued. With regard to certification, after the successful completion of audit, the MDSAP certification will be issued by auditing organization and the certificate package will be verified by the regulatory authorities. MDSAP post-audit timelines. The timeline is different based on criticality of the NC grading. In case of higher NC grading than 3, say more than 2 grade 4 or 1 and more 5 grading, the regulatory authorities needs to be informed with 5-day notice. A remediation action plan is to be provided to AO within 15 days for all NCs. In addition, for NCs graded 4 and above, the manufacturer has to provide evidence of implementation of the proposed remediation plan within 30 calendar days after the end of the audit. Auditing organizations are to provide the audit report package to regulatory authorities within 45 calendar days in case of 5-day notice and within 90 days otherwise. Some important provisions and questions. For general questions, an exhaustive frequently asked questions has been published on the FDA MDSAP website and provides a great level of information to MDSAP candidates. It provides answers to questions such as, can the manufacturer exclude a jurisdiction from his MDSAP scope, or can a subcontractor apply for the MDSAP program, etc. While stepping into implementation to MDSAP, the following questions are frequently asked to us by the manufacturers. Is GMED a recognized auditing organization? Yes, GMED is a recognized auditing organization. GMED has already conducted many MDSAP audits as an auditing organization. How a manufacturer can participate in MDSAP? Manufacturers should provide appropriate information to the auditing organization through questionnaires and interaction with the auditing organization in order to build the appropriate audit program. A specific contract is established for the MDSAP between the auditing organization and the manufacturer. The contract and audit services are dealt with the auditing organization and not with the regulatory authorities participating in MDSAP. Are there any specific or new requirements for MDSAP? No, there are no specific or new requirements for MDSAP. MDSAP has combined the regulatory requirements of all participating countries, and the audit model has been designed to be conducted under only one umbrella. Can MDSAP audit be combined together with regular CE certification audit? Yes, MDSAP initial audit can be combined with a regular audit of CE certification at GMED. Question: is the duration affected by the size of the company? Yes, the audit duration for a smaller size company may be reduced based on number of employees involved in the activities, device classification, used design and technology, and the performance of QMS requirements. The MDSAP procedures, MDSAP AUP 0008.006 has been recently updated to provide the potential reduction factors and the criteria to apply these reduction factors. In conclusion, if we want to summarize the MDSAP program in few sentences, we have a program which requirements are based on ISO 1345. There is a no new requirement for manufacturers, as they should already be compliant with the regulation of countries where they market their devices. There is a new harmonized audit model used by the auditors. This is a transparent program with a better harmonization. All procedures are publicly available on the FDA MDSAP page. These procedures, along with the corresponding forms and guidelines, are a useful tool available for companies to be ready for their MDSAP audit. And the program continues to evolve using feedback from all parties involved. In regards to documents and references, on this slide you will find two key links to referenced documents and the guidelines. Thank you. If you have any questions, please send us an email at the email address given on the slide, and we'll get back to you soon. Thank you very much for your attention.